Munson here from expatsportugal.com with the Good Morning Portugal show. Hola, bon dia, alegria. How are you? How was your weekend? So many people here at this earlier start time, as though it was just the same as though we were here at 9 o'clock. Thank you, everybody, for keeping up with, well, thanks to those who did keep up with that change, because, of course, there will be those who don't, who will arrive at 9 o'clock as usual and say, well, what's going on? Including Gilda. I hasten to add, 8 o'clock, certainly, you saw the look on, if you tuned in when I broke the news to Gilda that it was going to be an 8 o'clock. Hold on, what's going on with my shirt here? It's a little bit better, I suppose. Still haven't found the iron. Yeah, if you were tuned in when I broke the news to Gilda that we might have an 8 o'clock start, she gave me one of those looks that she gives me, you know, the one, like the one she gave me when I told her I was giving up drinking for a year. So 8 o'clock, not for Gilda, 8:30, not for Gilda either, but she'll be here before, well, around 9, if not before, okay, to answer all the visa update questions that you have. And they've already been coming in. So thank you very much, Thunder Duck. I do like, yes, thank you for your other message. I do like the sound of that plan, and very pleased to hear that news. And also, you have a question about the IMT, yes, the Ministry of Transport, I suppose that would translate as here in Portugal. So please ask Gilda about IMT and driver's licenses. I hear it's taking over a year to do the transfer. Wow, I didn't know that. I will ask her. My temporary expired Friday. Carla from EI is getting back to me. He's going with me. Oh, okay, that's a good service, isn't it? Going back with you to the IMT on Wednesday, so you can get a nice bit of hand holding from EI as well for these big and important appointments. That's good to know. So that'll be nice for you, I'm sure. And yeah, Matty. Talking of Matty interested in that question as well. I think he's bringing 3 vehicles over. Good morning, Thunder. Good morning, Matty. And of course, Matty bringing a number of vehicles over, and we'll have to change his license. And there he is taking delivery of his new electric bike. Looks like a normal bike to me. Isn't it amazing? Is that the future of bikes, would you say, of motorbikes? It's the future of push bikes, isn't it? Do you call them a push bike? Maybe that's a British phrase, but a bicycle. A lot of those have got electric add-ons there. And there's Matty proudly with his new set of keys for his electric bike there. So he's keen to know what's going to go on with the IMT as well, as a proud owner of several vehicles. Another one in from, who was this who was asking? Yeah, Naredla 1. Gilda, Carl, very good morning and big hello to you guys. My wife has a different surname on her passport. That's a good one. Others will need to know about that, won't they? So we will ask her that when she arrives. But in the meantime, let's see how you have been doing and see what sort of weekend. How was your bon fin de semana this weekend? Was it a good one for you? Was it restful? Was it busy? A bit of both for me. And well, actually, I can show you. I've got some lovely wildlife video to show you that was shot within the last hour whilst I was out with the dogs. It's a bit of a wildlife today. Often a bit of pooch and pussy action when people send in pictures of their pets, of course, here on the Good Morning Portugal show. And the number to do that is the WhatsApp number that I use, 913-590-303. Don't forget, if you're outside of Portugal, do put 351. The international country code for Portugal, of course, in front of that, 913-590-303. And people have been doing that. So I've got a salamander to show you, not the fire kind of salamander, not the way of keeping warm inside the house, but an actual salamander from Andy, and my video of processionary caterpillars this morning. I don't think I did the voiceover justice because it really took me by surprise. And I have to say I wasn't fully awake, which wasn't long ago, by the way. But I will show you that. But for me, the weekend was about getting ready for this week. I'm changing a few of my personal habits, including an 8:30 start here on the Good Morning Portugal show, so that we can get a bit more done during the day, start earlier. And I'm changing my sleep habits, changing my fitness habits. Here is a little bit of a precursor to what's going to be going on this week. Filmed this at the beach yesterday, just down the road. This is fantastic. Well, the beaches, I'll let you be the judge of the rest of it. Well, Are you ready? I'm ready to get a bit fitter. And was aware, as you've heard me probably talk about just recently, I was aware of my knees, hearing my knees as I go up the stairs, which is a sobering sound. And I've actually been walking more anyway, because we live in a different sort of situation now. That beach there, by the way, was Salir de Porto, opposite San Martino de Porto. When you're in, it's typically the way when you've got two, which is like Almada and Lisbon. Almada is seen as not quite the place that Lisbon is, but they get a great view of the Lisbon skyline over there in Almada, don't they? And similarly, Salir de Porto, San Martino de Porto, I think has the Riviera style frontage and looks over to the great sand dune of Salir de Porto, where I was just running. But Salir de Porto gets the great view looking back the other way of San Martino de Porto, twinkling at night as it does and emerging through the mists. It's absolutely a fantastic place. And we had a really good look at that beach yesterday, which was really nice. So really commend that to you, Salir de Porto, where I was running. And that, of course, is part of a new regime for me that I'm starting today. Tell me about your daily routines, your weekly routines. It's like I've already started a new year with resolutions, but actually, I don't know exactly what brought this on, but working with Ian, Growing Old Disgracefully, Ian, we start today with that. There were some other things that I'm putting into place, like meditating for 10 minutes a day and sharing that work with other people as well. Anyone who wants to learn how to meditate, very happy to serve in that regard. 8:30 start, of course, here on the Breakfast Show, which means getting up at 6 in the morning now. I'm going to start getting up at 6 every day and being in bed by 11. That's the important thing. We've talked about this before, haven't we? How many hours sleep do you have? I was quite shocked to find out that I think it was Sam Ovens, whose work I'm really interested in at the moment. These characters like Tim Ferriss, Jordan Peterson, these people who advise you on cultivating habits that are very good for your personal development and your health and well-being. Well, Sam Ovens was talking about how anything less than 7 hours sleep amounts to mild brain damage, apparently. So I was quite shocked to discover, only having had 2.5 hours one night the other week. And then quite recently, when we started the Expats Portugal plan, and I was doing a lot of work on that, I tried to go around the clock, which is not easy when you're into your 50s. And I think I had to snatch maybe half an hour on the sofa before I could function at all. So that's part of it. That's 7 solid hours of sleep. So in bed by 11. And I know a lot of you here go to bed at 9 o'clock in the evening, don't you? It's like, okay, it's dark now, I'm going to bed, everybody. So for me, 11 o'clock until 6 in the morning. I'm going to do 50. I'm going to commit. So I've been lazy about my Portuguese. Anyone else up for this? 15 minutes of Portuguese a day. We should have a Portuguese group, shouldn't we? A Portuguese language learning community. That might help, but might need to come together and have a bit of fun. I'm also working on my impulses. Sam Ovens was talking about this, about how, whenever you get an impulse, one can tend to just go for it, like, eating something or looking at one's smartphone. I mean, what did we do 20 years ago? People weren't all carrying around phones. I mean, 30, 40 years ago, people were having to carry around the old breeze block of a phone, weren't they? Which made it a bit more difficult. You couldn't just slip trouser that, could you? And pull it out every now and then and have a look and see what was going on Facebook. But I was thinking to myself, and I agree with Sam, we can fritter away our attention and our energy on these impulses. So I'm going to pay a bit more attention to my impulses. Some of them I'm going to stay with, obviously, because they're very pleasurable. But others, like just constantly looking at the smartphone, switching on the radio, just listen to some real doom and gloom, listening to talk radio, particularly in the UK. So whenever I feel the urge to do that, I'm going to stop and avert my attention into the glory and joy of being alive instead. How about that? Anyone with me on that? And I just focus my impulses into productive and creative activity. And also, if you've got another thing you want to suggest to me, something that doesn't take too long, I don't want to be going on a 10-day meditation retreat at your introduction. Not right now, anyway. But if there's something you do that's a really helpful habit, we're hitting the ground running on this Monday morning. Something that I could give 10 minutes to that you would suggest. I mean, a lot of people like to spend 10 minutes planning what they're going to do tomorrow. A lot of you might be thinking, what on earth is he talking about? This is Expats Portugal. We've come here to relax, not work like we're some sort of corporate drone and squeeze every ounce of productivity and creativity out of the day, well, you might well be right. But I actually think purpose and structure is still very important when you become a retiree, is it not? You'll have to tell me I'm I'm in no way retired. Any pretensions I had to be retired moving to Portugal quickly evaporated, I have to tell you. So that's me. That's my new daily routine, and I'd be very glad of your company on that. I'm documenting it on my personal blog, which you can see at carlmunson.com, and be very glad of your company on this journey. So what's going on? We've got processionary caterpillars to show you this morning. And Frank's here. How lovely to see you, Frank. Let's see what's going on in the comments, shall we, this morning. A little while to go before the visa update begins in earnest, or with Gilda, in fact, nothing to do with Ernest this morning. Crikey, turn me back for a moment, and there's loads of comments. So let's have a little bit of a relax in the chair, sip a tea, and see what's going on for everybody. See how your weekend's been. Bon dia alegria from Andrea. How are you, Andrea? How are you and Tom doing? How's your journey into Portugal? Matty's asking you, any house sighting scheduled for today? If not, what are you guys up to? He's very personal, isn't he? Nosy bugger. Stephen Wells, bon dia from Stephen. Good morning to you, my friend. Non-EU license, then that makes sense. So some question marks then about, yes, of course, it is a different matter if you have a Schengen license. But wherever you come from, I believe in Portugal, you've got to change for a Portuguese license after 6 months. We're waiting to hear back, or is it 3? We'll find out from Gilda. Let's ask the expert. We're waiting to hear back, says Andrea, about viewing a couple of places today. Other than that, we'll find some water to hang out at. I really want to go fishing. Bear in mind, Andrea, that you need a license to fish in Portugal. I'm not meaning to go all sort of what's that phrase? It's a really good phrase about that. Officious is what I'll go with for now. But that wasn't the word I was looking for. I don't mean to go all officious on you. And Garvo once told me that you can get a fishing license out of a multi-banco machine. Yes, because it would print a little bit of paper, wouldn't it? And show you, you order it on multi-banco, I believe. Your Portuguese probably has to be pretty good to do that. But what would that be? Not a licença pescador. I'll leave that to a Portuguese expert in the comments this morning. And Eusebio, aka Midlife Crisis World Tour, is here. Bon dia, minha familia curiosa. The curious family, right? The questioning family this morning. Eusebio, I was trying to explain to somebody yesterday. I put a quip on Facebook. Oh, that's the other thing. I've taken the Facebook app off my phone to stop me stop the impulsive use of Facebook. I'm only going to check into that probably a couple of 100 times a day now via a desktop, and not via my smartphone several thousand times a day. But I was trying to explain to somebody what a spat was in Portuguese, because I was looking at one of the expat groups. What is wrong with people? You post, someone posted something up and whinging on about some. If you don't like it, move on. And I had to remind them all. I said, look, this is expats. It wasn't one of ours. It was a different expat group. I said, this is expats, not spats in Portugal, or whatever it was called, and then somebody quite rightly, understandably, a Portuguese person said, what does spat mean? And I was trying to figure it out. And the closest I could get to was something, like a coral. A coral, and I forget what it was now. But what would you say the closest thing to a spat is, you Portuguese speakers, including Eusebio this morning? Okay, Matty. Sadly, I picked it up only to drive it in my car to a friend's garage workshop. We'll have to start modifying it soon, as it needs to be done this year. What's that about? Is that your electric bike you're talking about there? And we'll come back, Naredla, to your questions when the visa expert, Gilda, gets here. And Jean is here as well from New Jersey this morning. And this was the lovely picture we showed of Jean last week. It's a postcard from New Jersey, in Asbury Park, New Jersey, over there in the United States. That looks like a nice boardwalk there. The sort of boardwalk that's immortalized in songs, right? Under the boardwalk, etc. A great part of American culture, probably, right? And certainly in New Jersey, I think. So, boa madrugada. That's a new one on me. What is a madrugada, Jean? But thank you for saying so, and thank you for tuning in. And 8:30 start is as natural as running down the beach in your boxers. Stephen, did you really want me running down the beach naked, or the street? I don't think so. And as Thunderduck pointed out, the boots and socks were a nice touch as well. Is this also a reference to that? Safer in the workshop than outside my house? Probably. And Capricorn 12 is here with the jazz funk track of the day. If it moves, funk it. Oh, yes. Willie Beaver, Groove On. What a curious name that is, Willie Beaver, all right? But Hola Bon Dia, 8:30 start is great as far as Capricorn 12 is concerned. And yeah, Groove On, what a tune! My question is, do double vaccinated UK passengers no longer need to take a PCR test to enter Portugal? As I understand it, somebody was saying just recently, you still need that test, but these things change every day, don't they? Or they seem to. So can someone else assist with that? If Senor Gilchrist is here, he'll be able to answer that. And the Maharaja Patiala is here saying, hello, good morning. That's a fantastic picture there. Which restaurant is that, Maharaja Patiala? I hope you'll tell us. Jay Holy, my first time live. Finally arrived with my D7 on Saturday. Fantastic. Does this work? Yay! So there you go. Jay Holly, first time live. Finally arrived. Get one of these as well. No, you don't. That's not working. What's wrong with that button? My first time live, finally arrived with my D7 on Saturday. So happy to join you. You're most welcome. Let's have a picture of you, or send a picture in of where you are in Portugal if you don't mind. 913-590-303. Good morning, Gilda and Carl. How do you do? Benjamin Ewuzi is here. Gilda isn't yet. And hola, bon dia from Lourdes Albert as well this morning. Nice chandelier. And Hassan Ula, good morning to us, me and Gilda, Pastor Ulm when the time comes. Been with you in replays for 6 months. What's it like to be with us live, Jay Holly? What does a J stand for? Can we get to know you any better than that? Seems very official, the initial and no picture there. And Matty, I have a Teams meeting with Carol from AFM at 11 right after very good scheduling there, Matty. So yes, all finance matters. Good to know that consultations are taking place. And Michelle is here. I'll pass that on as well. Michelle, Gilda prefers to join us a little bit later on, and she will. Don't worry. 4 days countdown. Can't wait. Capricorn 12. So listening to a bit of Willie Beaver, enjoying a bit of Beaver this morning, aren't you, Capricorn 12? Groove on, my friend. Carl, you need as much training as I do. Got to burn that belly fat. Well, that's a bit. He's so direct. This is the German in you, isn't it, Matty? Just a very direct. Got to burn that belly fat. I don't know what you mean. Do you mean this? Now, Paul Richards has been quick on the uptake. I think you're right. I mean, that is an unfortunate still there, isn't it, that he pulled from my video. And he's likening me to an uncooked chicken and saying, hurry up, Carl, or we're going to get a suntan here. You bare your soul like that, and what happens? So rude, Mr. Richards. Let's see you stripped down from the waist, sir. And will you be joining us, I wonder, on this journey? Better play the old processionary caterpillar video soon, hadn't I, that I captured this morning, as well as show you the salamander. Oh, no, I'm going to hold that because Gilda is here now. She was saying, I won't be here till 9 o'clock, but she's here already. So let's bring her onto the screen right now so we can make the most of every moment that she's able to be with us here to talk about visas and driving licenses and passports, as it turns out this morning. Good morning to you, Gilda P. from EI. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Carl. How are you?
I'm very well. Yeah, muito bom. Obrigado. And you? How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was fine. What
Good, good,
about
good.
yours?
You're lucky you didn't see the video that I recorded, I think people would say. I was running on the beach. You know the program Baywatch,
Yes.
with the Hoff and Pamela
Mm-hmm.
Anderson. He looked just like that, basically. But I've got to do a little bit more work. It's fair to say. But if you think Baywatch, that's exactly the sort of thing I've been getting up to this weekend. Have you been anywhere far flung in Portugal? Have you been touring around again, or have you been taking it easy?
No, I've been taking easy now. Time to
Okay,
some rest after the
very
busy
good.
summer.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, and that's quite a Portuguese thing, I think, isn't it? Is to get a little bit more restful at this time of year. Enjoy the rest of or a late summer, and to just take it easy and get ready for that Portuguese winter. Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
And I know Portuguese people like to wear 3 or 4 coats during winter, don't they? So you're digging out the coats from the back of the wardrobe as well, getting ready for those 20-degree days in the capital. I think as well. All right, let's hit the ground running, Gilda. And this is the first one from Thunder. If that's okay with you, am I rushing you this morning? Are there other things you want to say to us?
No. I don't have any news or any updates from the consulates.
Well, that's
So,
probably a
so
good
I'm
thing. They
fine.
don't use this.
Well, there is one thing I would like to clarify. Sometimes
Oh,
people see me here on the show and hear the things that I say, um, and it doesn't match with the things that I've said before when I talked with them a few months before.
yeah.
But that's why it's a visa updated. It's because this is moving very fast and the requirements are changing. So what I
Yeah.
have said then doesn't mean it was wrong. It was correct then. Only now it's
Exactly.
different.
Yes. Same
So
here.
I just wanted to clarify this.
Well said, Gilda. I mean, I don't know what people expect. I mean, life changes, doesn't it? For better or for worse, and laws,
Yes,
laws and processes change. So, come on, folks. Obviously, that's the case. But we're here to clarify anyway. I'm not going to get into an argument with anyone
that's
over
why
that.
we have a visa update.
Yes, the clue is in update, isn't it? I think. All right. So, with driver's licenses, then I hear it's taking over a year to do the transfer. Can we rewind on that just a little bit? When you get to Portugal and you've got your own country of origin driver's license, how quickly do you need to change it to a Portuguese one for people coming from around the world, Gilda?
You know that who takes care of that in A is Carla, so she's the one that has all the answers. I know that before it was 6 months
Yeah.
once you had your resident permit. Okay, the clock starts ringing once you have your resident permit.
Okay.
If,
And has
but
Carla been
now I
saying there's
think
a bit of a
it's
delay?
I think now they granted 2 years
What you've
to
got 2 years
change.
to do it, or it takes 2 years?
No, they granted 2 years to do it.
Oh, I
I
see.
think, I think they I know that they extended the deadline because of
Okay.
COVID and things are
All
very
right.
delayed.
It
But
sounds like we should maybe have a little bit of a special with Carla at some point. Do you think Carla will come and join us one morning or evening on one of the shows or
yeah,
webinars?
probably one morning because
Okay,
she's very shy. But yes,
is she? It'll be Carl and Carla. How nice, and hopefully,
yeah.
yes, it'll be obvious the difference clearly. Let's see what we can do about that. And that was a Texas license, and obviously, I think it varies as we were discovering with the Schengen licenses. I know as a Brit coming
But
pre-Brexit, I had.
EMT, it's taking too long to everything.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
taking
so
too
that's a good
long.
point. Yeah. Okay. Well, it always
But
used to
things
anyway,
are
didn't
happening. But things are happening.
it? Yeah.
I don't know. Things are happening. It takes time, but things are happening.
Okay. So EMT. That's how. I mean, I call that IMT. EMT, obviously in Portuguese, and that's the Ministry of Transport, where you have to do all your car and transport and motoring stuff. And the interesting point there being that it is delayed. And it was always a little bit slow, I have to say, in my experience, but it's got much
Yeah,
worse since the
much
pandemic. And
worse.
no signs of showing any progress just yet. Narela one, Uma, primero. Gilda, Carl, very good morning. A big hello to you guys. And my wife, says Naredla, has a different surname on her passport. Will that affect anything, or should we just leave it as it is? This is a good question, and it could save a lot of hassle.
This is always a problem in Portugal
Oh,
because they look at the names very
yeah.
clearly. And it might happen that the person, the attendant, says it's okay, or he can notify to change it and to make it everything the same name.
Oh, as a condition of entry.
Yeah, no, as
Oh,
entry, no, but resident permit.
okay. Yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant. Okay.
Or he can, or another thing, he can ask additional proofs that we are talking about the same person.
Okay, so the safest thing to do is to make it the same to avoid that hassle. And I know
Yes.
that's the view that you take at EIA Migrant, is that you want to do everything. You give more, you prepare more than might actually be needed. Excuse me, to save on these sorts of problems. So in this instance, Narela, it looks like it would be if you have got the time and it's not too difficult at your end to make sure the names are the same. Second to that is make sure you can show that you are married and the reasons why you've got different names. Okay, so it can cause a problem. Best to prepare as best as possible. You're going to add something to that, Gilda, right?
Bring the birth certificate also.
Okay, as well as the grandparental DNA. Only kidding on that last one. We are planning to apply together for D7 visa, Narendra continues. Is that possible with 1,500 euros as rent? Oh, that's coming into their household, and I can show 27 grand in the bank. Will that be enough for us to apply together? Please confirm. Thank you.
Yes, looking at this, you complying with the minimum, but I don't know which consulate do you belong. There are consulates that are much demanding with the amount of income, but this is according to the law. It complies with the minimum.
Okay. And so we should say at this point, the visa update is guidance really based on the few facts that people are giving. We can't give a definitive view, a bit like Gilda was saying before, when people start getting a bit uppity about you said. We're trying to be helpful here and give an indication as to what might be the case. But obviously, we can't, you can't say with any certainty just from two facts run together like that. But it's sounding good, Narendra. And the obvious thing to do is to make an appointment with Gilda and team and just present everything, put everything on the table and get a clear and full picture of what's going on. So that's good. I wanted to say that. Okay, scrolling through the comments, many questions this morning. Hi, Gilda. And how long does it take, says Katia, for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which sounds so official? Do they have a very scary looking building? The Ministry of Foreign Affairs to process.
I'm going to be there today.
Oh, are you? And how soon can you appeal after the consulate refuses? So, first of all, what does the Ministry of Foreign Affairs look like? Is it a very grand building in Lisbon?
Yes, it's called the Palácio das Necessidades.
Oh, okay.
And it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. Everything is old, and today they are going to have a celebration, and I got invited, so I'll be there.
See. Oh, so you're not going there on appeal business or visa
No,
business?
no, it's a celebration.
Oh, good. Can I ask what's being celebrated?
It's the Commission for the Foreign Affairs. It's something.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear
It's
that
40 years. Yeah.
40 years.
I will
I'm glad
take some pictures.
Great, and it's delightful that you're moving in those circles. Sounds like the sort of thing the president may be at. Let's see. Oh,
but yes, let's go back to the question.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, go on. So, how long does it take to process appeals, and how soon after being refused can you appeal? Good question, Katia. Thank you for that.
First, we need to appeal to the consulate because the consulate gives us a motive, and then the first appeal is to the consulate. Only if when the consulate says refuses again, if he doesn't accept the appeal, then it goes to the Foreign Affairs.
There you go. Okay.
So it will. The answer to this question is it will depend how fast the consulate will respond to the appeal.
Okay, and that's the picture we're getting all around the world. It depends and then it differs from consulate to consulate. Okay, and that was the name of a cigarette brand, wasn't it? Consulate. When it was all very glamorous, the whole world of the ambassadorial swords and Ferrero Rochers and such things. Can anybody? Okay, we're going back to my video, which you were spared, Gilda. Can anyone be ready for that? However, Khadija, Rebel Mama, Hola bon dia, growing old disgracefully is my new motto. Fantastic. We'll speak to you a bit later on. That tram does look a little bit like it's shrunk in the wash there, Rebel Mum. I've just noticed that. Can you see that little tram picture there, Gilda? Either Khadija is a giant living in the north of Portugal, or that tram shrunk when it was last washed. Frank is here. Bon dia, my brother from another mother. I'm fully awake now after seeing your beach bikini video. Glad to be of service, Frank. Can't wait to see yours. Carl, I didn't recognize you on the beach. That's what I should have had these on when I was running along like the hop, shouldn't I? Yes, I do 15 minutes of Portuguese each day. Good man. You can set your goals in the Memrise app. Okay, that's good. I've set mine to 15 word or minutes a day, and you can set it to 5 or 30 as well. That's great to know. Well done, everybody who's practicing their Portuguese on a routine and habitual basis. My routine is loads of Algarve, sunshine, beach and biking. Throw a few Imperials in there and I'm a happy chappy. That's a formula for a happy life. Nice one. Frankie, thank you very much for that. When are you coming back, Frank? And we so miss you on the show here. Debbie Forager, bom dia todos, back from C25K week run 6 completed in beautiful Braga. Okay, so you're a bit of a jogger, or well, maybe it's a bit more important than jogging, just jogging. Off the Ponte de Lima, 25K week 6 run. Okay, tell us how that works, Debbie. Off to Ponte de Lima later, discovering more of the north. You've got to meet our friend Vitor Costa up there, I think. We'll get him to chat on one of the expat Portugal plan meetings. He's a great guy, knows a lot about the north of Portugal. Do you know Ponte de Lima, Gilda? Do you like it up there?
Yeah, I've been there. It's very nice.
Okay, very good. And no worries, I'll join Mia's training once I'm in Pombal as well. Mia Ashmiraj. Penny's here as well with an hola. And been doing Mia's all-in-one course, 45 minutes a day, except the past month as I've been preparing for the big move. Well done, Jay Holly. And good luck to Capricorn 12, who's here in a few days' time. Mirable Mama saying, I'm doing 2 different Portuguese language courses right now. One is online once a week, but the other is self-paced, so I really rarely do every day. I try to do a few minutes in between on drops. Drops, is that the one with the music in the background that helps it to sink in a bit better? That's on the phone. It's easy to use and pretty good. Thanks for all of this, everybody. Milda Sorian here as well. Bon dia alegria. Early start today. Yes, 8:30 is the time we now start every morning to make a bit more time in the day. But Gilda joins us at 9 for the visa update. And Martin Hardy's just in from Singapore as well. Bon dia, all is looking better with Marilyn. Great to hear that. Akaza Henry, great news. Aya is here. Bon dia, Carl Gilda as well. Bon dia, my first time with you live. You are most welcome. The Condor Flies. Recitations by Chad Mosley. Chad, that sounds interesting, doesn't it? We've got a bit of wildlife coming up later on. We've got a salamander picture and the processionary caterpillars. What is that? Is that poetry about the condors? We'd like to hear that, wouldn't we, Gilda, on the show here?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did I miss, says Victoria. Yeah, you've seen it all before, as the saying goes. Albie's here as well. Hey, Albie. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. I came here for an argument. I came here for an argument, if I could only say it. No, you didn't. That's Facebook for you, isn't it? Mark's here. Bon dia, alegria as well. Matty, yes, missed the start. Forgot too many new routines. Testing my neuroplasticity, but love it. A test of the neuroplasticity and a nice welcome to Jay Holly as well. Jeff's here too. Bon dia, alegria. Obrigado pela foto da vitrine de la livraria. Jeff was asking about where he can buy books in English when he comes to Portugal. Found a lovely little bookshop in Alcobaça, so I sent him a picture of the shop window. Brand new, not fully set up yet, working on it. Need that WhatsApp number a bit more slowly, please. Okay, let's do that for you. So that you've got that. And I'll leave it on the screen for a moment. 913-590-303. We're a bit light on the questions. Let's see if there are any further down. Bon dia, Carl. Rough weekend. Both Minister of Home Affairs and I COVID positive. The tiredness, headaches, worst. Your health is your wealth. So true. We had a great chat with a guy called Robert Jardine, a wonderful Scotsman with a Scottish accent, on Saturday night about the German new medicine. Watched that on Feel Good Portugal, which is in our YouTube channel now. Had a great Sunday fun day yesterday, beachside with live Brazilian music and caipirinhas. Life is good. Join me in the Algarve.
Sounds good.
That is a good invitation, isn't it? There. And Gilda, I need some, Dr. Bayard sweets. They're legendary,
Yes.
aren't they? In Portugal.
Yeah.
What else might I have for this sore throat of mine? What would a Portuguese grandma say to me to do you think?
A lemon tea with honey.
And so lemon tea with honey. Okay, the Arvo treatment there. Nobody wants to see me in boxers at the beach, not before I get some training. Oh, come on, no body shaming here. We are what we are. We've got to start where we are, haven't we? Oh, come on, Matty, honestly. Still working to lose those 7 kilos I brought back from Portugal. Sunday, my cake was at my pre-Portugal weight. Scale was at my pre-Portugal weight for the first time. Well done, sir. Gilda looks like she's going to slap you really hard, Carl. Why was that? Why were you going to do that? I don't know. I don't know what you mean, Martin. No more showing us your soft underbelly. I like to be very authentic and transparent. You know me. Portuguese winter. What's that? Oh, I see. That Martin's referring to the early start, isn't he? Isn't he? I think over there. Okay. And look, customer, I am looking forward to my initial meeting with Pam from A tomorrow morning, says Jean. That's fantastic news. Meeting the team.
With Pam. We don't have any Pam.
Oh, I see. No, there's a confusion there. Pam is an expat buddy from Expats Portugal. Okay, so that's good. You're having a meeting with Pam and the meeting with A will come soon after that, I'm sure. Good morning to you, Carl and Gilda from Obidos this morning, from medieval, ancient Obidos.
Good morning.
Fantastic. Bon dia, Carl Gilda. Spent the weekend trying to get the Junta de Freguesia witnessed. What a nightmare. Are they open at the weekend? When you only have been in the country 6 weeks and you need to find 2 people you don't know to witness. Yes, that can be a little bit difficult, but she's on the right track, isn't she, Gilda? But
Yes.
Junta de Freguesia is not normally open at the weekend, is it?
No, but I think that she was trying to find the witness on the weekend.
Oh, I see. Like maybe going to the local cafe or restaurant and saying, "Hello, can I buy you a coffee and will you witness my attestado?" Okay, I see what's going on there. Petter Shemedit is here. Petter, good morning to you. Morning. Researching to apply for D7. Gilda, here we go. Understand with NHR we pay 20% tax on Portuguese income. What will we pay on income made from online sources such as social media like YouTube and selling on Amazon? It'd be the same, wouldn't it? I mean, it's an all-round tax, surely.
Yes, it depends. If they pay this tax from the online sources somewhere else, then it's paid some in other countries, and you don't have to pay in Portugal. If not, it would be the 20% if duly justified as a highly qualified service.
Okay, all right. So there you go. Yeah, you don't get taxed twice, thankfully, if your country is part of the treaty. So if it's paid elsewhere, that's good. But if it's earned here and you're going to be paying tax on it here, it'll be at 20%, according to the NHR, right?
No, and the beauty of it is that with the NHR, it's regardless the treaty.
Okay, excellent. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. We're just about appearing above the comments here, aren't we? We're looking over the wall of comments here. Jackie, we still have not achieved this. Might have to stand in the street and beg. Okay. All right. I'm sure.
Jackie, you should go to the junta and explain the situation, tell the truth, and maybe they will help you.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sometimes it happens that when you go there, you tell the truth, and then the people there will be the witness.
Yes, and with your home deeds or your lease agreement, and if they've seen you in the town, this is my experience. You know, people will sign that because they believe you to be a resident of the locality. So don't sweat that too much. As Gilda says, start that process in the Junta de Freguesia and show them that you live there, and that may well be plain sailing, Jackie. Sometimes we can go off on a little bit of a tangent, can't we, and get a bit stressed. So start at the Junta itself. Carla, look, a bit of feedback about Carla. She's very nice. She helps us with personal errands when we first arrive. Check it out. EI, hey, immigrant, assessoria, immigrant. You've got people there, Gilda, willing to go and do a bit of shopping as well as part of it. How good is that?
Yeah, she's wonderful. Carla is wonderful, and she's been with me since the beginning of the company.
Yeah, she's a keeper. She's a keeper, whether you're her boss or a client. Driver's license exchange, Rebel Mama. When I uploaded all my paperwork to the website, I got an email from IMT pretty immediately saying they were working on it, and I have a copy in my car if I got pulled over. That's how you do it. That's how you roll. Make sure you got the paper trail. Do what you're supposed to do, and put the ball in their court, and then keep a copy in the car. Very, very good. From Matty to Petter, if you pay all your taxes in Portugal and have NHR, it's 20% on the profits. I think that's right, isn't it? And at Thunderdome.
No,
it's not right. Come on, Matty, what are you talking about?
You pay taxes on Portugal and have NHR on the profits. What profits? On the companies you have inside in Portugal? In Portugal,
I think, yeah.
But once again, it will depend. It's not all the companies, it's not all the jobs. There is a list of highly qualified jobs.
Okay. All right. Okay. Very good. Very good.
And if
okay,
it is profits from outside Portugal, if you pay them abroad, you don't have to pay in Portugal.
Okay. All right. Speak to Gilda about that, or Daniel Reyes, or combination thereof about the NHR. Okay. You can find them in our business directory. You know what to do. Do you mean you can transfer your USA license into a Portuguese license without a driving test? In the Netherlands, I would have to start from scratch like a beginner with a driving test. That's a good question. You don't have to take the test unless you're of a certain age, right? You get to a certain age and then you do have to be retested. And
Yes.
even when you change your license, you have to have a little test to make sure you're of sound mind as well, don't they? So a psychological test. And I'm worried, frankly, Gilda, I'm worried about some of the people here when it comes to that. But only joking, you should be fine. Yes, you could transfer the license without a test. Apart from the psychological test, and there are some age brackets. So I think when you get to 60 and certainly 70, you have to be taking additional tests. Yes, that's possible if your license has not expired, which I believe yours has. Matty giving extra help. More love for Carla. Please, unless that's for me and it's a typo. Oh, Nigel. Please, ASAP. It does not need clarifying. Please, it does need clarifying. Driver licensing. I did my IPO MOT test on my Portuguese car last week. Passed test. Very professional service. Very friendly and helpful. So there you go. Speak to Carla. You probably already are, Nigel. I don't know. But it sounds like that's positive and not a question. More of a statement. I don't know. Enlighten me. Madame Gilda. That's a nice way of putting it, isn't it? Please, are the D7 visa appointments open now? Depends, doesn't it?
Yes, they are.
Okay,
yes,
they are.
I think this might be India.
Okay, so they are open in India. Benjamin Ewusi. Looking forward to meeting up with Christina tomorrow. Another top colleague from EI. A top tip for health, happiness, and living your best life is to remember, if you live to be 80 years old, your time on earth will just only last 4,000 weeks. That's a sobering thought, isn't it? It really is. That's poignant and special. We're not here for long, so let's get on with it and be nice to each other. I think in Portugal, arguing is an official sport, so the concept of a spat is foreign. What would you say about that, Gilda? Do Portuguese people like arguing, or do they not see it as arguing? Do they just see it as a direct conversation?
No, I don't think we see as arguing.
Yeah, I think it's just normal, isn't it, that you have a sort of more heated and passionate exchange with somebody about your views. Yeah, and it's the British get their knickers in a twist about this sort of stuff. They get all hurt and they get bent out of shape, I think is one of the phrases that's used. But yeah, so the idea, that's what I thought you, Savio. The spat idea is like, well, what's that about? That's just how we roll. And if you have a name change by deed of poll, I think that causes a lot of problems, as the Portuguese Conservatorio registration have difficulty understanding about the deed poll. Gilda, do you need to go do something for a minute, Gilda? Oh no, just adjustment of the headphones. We all need to do that from time to time. Don't know what a spat is. Interesting, but Deeple translates it as a cuspidos. So you're like a tiff. Sometimes lovers are known for these things, aren't they? Where they fall out, but they love each other, really. Like we all do. Okay, how long does it take for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to process appeals once you appeal in the Ministry of Foreign? I think we've done that one, haven't we, Katia, earlier on? People very excited about the spotting of the rare bird that is Frank in the Algarve in his autumnal migratory pattern to the Algarve from central Portugal, and they're spotted in his natural habitat, a bar. A name change by deed poll is a difficult situation in Portugal. Okay, would you agree? The idea of deed poll, is that a bit of a tricky one, Gilda? Oh, we've lost you. What's happening there? Unmute mic. Can't unmute your guest. Their mic isn't connected. Gilda, your mic has been switched off for some reason. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. Maybe unplug it and plug it back in again. Thank you very much for all these pictures that are coming in. That's what happens when I put the number on the screen. And that is, so do forgive me. I think we're tying up Jay Holly, possibly, not literally tying you up, but I think that you've got your lovely Portugal arrival sunrise coming in. I'm going to start saving these now until I can hear Gilda again. Are you there, Gilda? No, we've lost her for a moment. Lovely pictures coming in from J Polly, which I'm downloading live as we're sorting out the Gilda situation. I think you're unmuted now, that's for sure, Gilda. Let's go to a few comments, shall we? Bon dia from Antonio F. and Penny, also excited to see Frank. We have started early. Miss Gilda's. No, you didn't. We haven't. We did start early, but we haven't missed Gilda's valuable information. She joined us at 9 as usual. We have to watch the replay. Nothing missed there, Paul. What you did miss was your picture that you sent to me. Look at that. Unbelievable. I did have to keep moving. I didn't want to be roasted like a churrasquera barbecue chicken here in Portugal. What else have we got this morning? Drops is a great vocabulary, great for vocabulary, no music. You there, Gilda? Yes, but really, really low. I can hear you now, but it was almost minimal volume there. You can restart if you want, restart the whole lot if you like. Okay, she's going for a timeout. She'll be back in a minute. Jersey P is here. Hola, bon dia, Gilda and Carl. Don't forget the alegria there. Jersey P enjoying a nice coldie. The C25K is couched to 5K. Oh, I've got you in 9 weeks. So not 25K. I was very impressed. But I'm still impressed. Going from couch to 5K in 9 weeks is a great achievement. It's an NHS app, so UK based. A great way to build up. I'm a plodder, not a jogger. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Ton Selton, bon dia, alegria from Ton. Andrea often in early. I've got a feeling that Ton goes off to make the coffee, right? Maybe a little bit, leaves Andrea to it to watch the show and brings her a nice cup of coffee, possibly from the camper van stove. Hi, Gilda. Can I get a NIF on my own or do I need professional help? Both. Either or there, Kay Watson. I can answer that. You can, of course, use the professional help of Gilda. And I actually want to ask her a question about that. You can walk in, if you're in Portugal, you can walk in and get a NIF of your own. Make sure you get a non-resident one because that has implications for the NHR taxation regime, as we discovered the other day. KLL is here as well. Bon dia from South Africa. Good morning to you. Where's Francis this morning? For getting her up early. I know, Martin. I do know what you mean now. A question for Gilda, please. I would like to buy a house before moving to Portugal. Can you do the NIF and bank account and then later down the track the D7? Yes, you can, Michelle, for sure. I mean, maybe you'll be on the call at 6 tomorrow morning and we can talk a bit more about that. But absolutely, you can. Let's see if Gilda is connected again. How are you doing there, Gilda? Yes, but again, only really, really low. I don't know. I think you're going to need to reboot possibly on your laptop or your machine, right? So we can hear you now, but only very, very faintly, and we deserve better than that. We want to hear you in your full volume and glory. So, do you want to do a restart? Still very low. Still very low. I think we've come to that moment where we turn it off and back on again. All right, reboot. She doesn't. I don't think you want to do that, do you? Oh, she is doing it. She gone. Okay. Yes. So she's doubly mad with me now. Maybe Martin as well. With all of that. Good morning from Tamar, from Maria Costa. Good morning to you, Maria. How are you? And Michelle saying hello to Martin. From Oz to Singapore. Even with Photoshop, I'm struggling to make you look good on the beach. Paul, really? How very dare you? Leo is here as well. If we want to apply for the D7, do you know what? We'll come back to that, Leo, when we've got Gilda back. This morning. Bon dia from South Africa, from Mitchell Wong Ho. Good morning to you, Mitchell. And Nigel Henry, can you ask Gilda about paying tax? I can. And that little blip, the little sound you might have heard there, I certainly did, is sounding positive. How's that now, Gilda? No, still very faint. I think it might be that your microphone setting is for your desktop or your laptop. Live IT advice and IT support on the Good Morning Portugal show this morning. It was going so well. The new 8:30 start. No, it's nothing to do with the time change, Gilda. You sounded fine at the beginning. Oh, she's mad with me now. Hank Stelica is here. Hey, Hank. Hola, bon dia. Francis is here. Bon dia, todos. E Gilda e Carla. Was doing early morning airport drop-off. We'll catch up when back at the office. Have a brilliant segunda-feira. Oh, thank you very much for that. Nice bit of vocab. Hey, Frank. The welcome for Frank continues. We got some nice questions for you, Gilda, if we can get that volume thing sorted out. I'm over 60 and I didn't have to take a test. Maybe it's 70, Thunder. Bon dia, todos. It's 65, not 60. So there you go. I'm just about here, and I'll shout it out loud. So it's 65, not 60. Bon dia todos from Casa Bleach. Oh, I say. So the Gilchrists are with the Bleachers this morning with added residency, he hastens to add. Very good. And I think a satisfied customer of Alvin. Hi, Gilda. I would like to apply for Golden Visa by investment in an open fund. Is it too late to start the process now before January 2022 to increase to $500,000? What do you make of that? You might have to nod for this.
No, it is. I think it's a little might be a little bit late.
Could be a bit late, says Gilda, because I can just about make her out. But not all is not lost, Alvin. Yes, things are changing with the Golden Visa. Certainly, where you can buy and some of the other conditions. So call the office. I would say call the office. Look at this. No, did you turn your machine on and off again, Gilda? And have you unplugged and unplugged your USB cables? Why don't you try that?
What about now?
No, still low. You're still low in the mix. And honestly, it's nothing to do with starting at 8:30. How could it be? How could it be? Oh dear, I've got to make it up to somehow, haven't I? She's mad. Maybe Gilda can write on a notepad and hold it up to the camera. It's not what we're used to, is it? But if nothing else, it is probably volume settings. Look at the whole community is coming to your IT support now. You couldn't wish for a kinder, more helpful community than this, could you? Stuck inside waiting for DHL today because Portugal split my shipment into two. So now I have to pay. What? I have to pay twice. I guess I will do Zumba inside for now, but that's okay. I love to dance. Gilda, is there anything else you can tweak or plug and unplug or switch it off and back on again so we can get you back?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, don't be like that. Is it your wiener dog sitting on the microphone? Mandela. Has he chewed the microphone? Maybe.
He did. That's why I have to buy a new one.
He did do that. That's very perceptive of you, Hank. So I think we try clicking on the little volume. Look at this. Gilda, try clicking on the little volume sign in the menu bar. If this works, it's going to be a miracle.
Hey, what about now?
Actually, that was a little bit louder, but it's still not your glorious full volume as we're used to. Okay, very serious, important question. Do you bring your dog to the office ever? I want to meet him.
I don't. But if you when you go there, I will.
Oh, there you go, Hank. You can have a date with Mandela. We are hearing you a little bit louder. Not optimal by any means, but pretty good. So let's go back to some of those questions we weren't able to address before, and we'll do our very best. We have our NIF and bank account. Obrigado, Gilda. And haven't got our D7 yet. We're going to file more papers in January for a June arrival. So all under control there. My mum and dad were married for 40 years, and English people always thought they must be on the verge of killing each other. It's just a different way of interacting. My and Pi there, just having an everyday interaction, and the local English people calling the police. I made the changes, photo and name on my profile, but apparently it doesn't happen immediately. Please feel free to call me James Holly there. I'll send you my pic for now. Fantastic. We'll come to those before we finish today. And everyone else forgot. Okay, Hank, I think you've made your point there. Good morning, people from Lee McGrady. Catch Lee, head gardener McGrady at 6:15. Sorry, what am I talking about? 6:15 tonight for the gardening Q&A. And I realise now I'm going back to lots of comments that I did miss before. A little scroll of the mouse and suddenly loads more appear. Is there an absolute minimum requirement for passive income for a D7? I will have cash to purchase the property, says Mark Louch, and then savings, but only 600 as monthly income. Will a combo of both be considered? And we might have to just go with head gestures here.
No. You can hear me, no?
Just about. And I will repeat what you say.
Okay. So yes, it's a combination of both. But the monthly income must be the same as the Portuguese minimum wage, which is 625 euros.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you just about cover it there, Mark, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So good news. And as I said before, don't take that as a definitive answer and rock up to various places and say, "Well, Gilda said so on the morning show." You got it. This is indicative, and going on what you're telling us, book an appointment and just and make doubly sure. Just get all those ducks in a row. There, won't you, Mark Louch? Peter DeVos is here. Hey guys, is the 20% tax regime based on certain professions or income based? I have a legal background. I'm considering setting up a company with my team in Portugal. That sounds like a great idea, Peter. Not sure if I can benefit from the 20% as I'm not tech or science background. What do you say to that, Gilda?
I would say that as a director of the company, yes, he has 20% regime.
There you go. That's looking favorable for you, Peter DeVos. Subject to final confirmation, but it's looking good. Volume coming back. It is a little bit, isn't it? If you want, I can help you sort it out with TeamViewer. What a fantastic offer that is. Gilda and the Acid Trip soundtrack. So there's something going on. I think little Mandela has given your cables a bit of a nibble. Sounds like Gilda has an extra tab open too with the Echo. Oh my goodness. I think I have thrown a little bit of a curveball Gilda's way with that early start, but let's see. We'll settle into it by next week. Okay. I'll hold you to it. Big smile. See you in January. Looking forward to meeting Mandela in the office. There is Hank. I think maybe we should leave it there this morning, Gilda. You've been excellent. No, don't worry. See, these things happen from time to time. If I can find them, I might be able to. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is another. Just a couple more then. Question for Gilda. I would like to buy a house before moving to Portugal. Can you do the NIFA bank account and then later down the track, the D7? That won't affect anything, will it? That won't be a problem, as I suggested to you. Kay Watson, can I get a NIF on my own or do I need professional help? You can get the NIF on your own. Something I wanted to ask you, Gilda, is when you do the NIF for people, you are appointed fiscal representative as well. That's part of the package, isn't it? Which you wouldn't get, obviously, if you did it for yourself or do one of those cheapies online.
Look, it's very important. You said that he might do it on his own. It depends. Only if he's European, because if he's not European, he needs to have a tax representative.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. So there you go. If you're not European, you need to appoint a tax representative. And that's part of the package that is offered by. Not all NIF offers are the same, are they, Gilda, that people see online? So people get excited about a cheapy deal they see, but you do need.
If you go cheap, you never know what you can get. I don't know. Maybe.
Always the way.
I don't know. I will talk about my service. What we offer, we get the NIF, we stay as a tax representatives. We ask for the password, so then it will be, you can have access to your portal at the finances, and you can, and we control the deadline. When it comes to apply for the NHR, we tell people, okay, so now you are ready to apply for the NHR. We have the password. You just want us to do it for you, and that's our service. And also, if we get any correspondence on your behalf, we send it to you in the 48 hours next. And
very good.
As your tax representatives, this is very important. As your tax representatives, you can give our address to the bank when you open a bank account. So these things from the bank and the insurance company, and then when you arrive, you just go to the office and pick everything up.
Well, that is a service. That's service with a capital S, and that helps explain, I think, to people who are shopping around for NIFs that not all NIF services are the same. And you're talking about the 5-star treatment there, aren't you? If you do it with you and your gang, Gilda, and your team there at EI, you get all of the fiscal representation, help with accessing the portal, and effectively become a fiscal mailing address for people as well. So there you go. That's what's in that service. Which is very important to know and to be able to make that distinction when you're buying online or even thinking about doing it yourself. And you can only do it yourself if you're a European, by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay. All right. It is my fault, Gilda, apparently. that the sound didn't work this morning, merely by suggesting that we start a little bit earlier. Andrew, we know, and hopefully I reiterated that, and we were able to get some great value as usual out of Gilda in the earlier part before Mandela nibbled the cables and we lost her. Bon dia todos from George. Hi, we rent our house in UK and we are in Portugal in an Airbnb. Can we apply for a D7 from here? So the final question, no. Do you want to say a little bit more about that, and I will echo it for you, Gilda?
No, the visas always need to be applied from the home country.
Oh, okay, yes, all right, and an Airbnb is not sufficient for a lease as well. Kay Watson, you need to know. Oh, sorry, another one quickly, just in. Guillermina Dongwa. Hi, Gilda. Thanks for all your help. What's your experience with the South African consulate? Have they been strict or quite lenient? Can you give a little bit of a view on that, Gilda?
They've been okay, slowly, but okay.
Slow and steady at the South African consulate. The feedback I've been hearing is that they don't really want people to leave. So there's a little, and that's happening with countries all over the world, isn't it? There are tax bills to pay, guys, after the pandemic, and nation states do not want people to leave. So you need to be aware of that. Gilda, you've been amazing as ever. And I'm so sorry that I even ever suggested we start earlier and that I have been a difficult and awkward start to your week in this regard. Hopefully we'll have put that behind us by next Monday, whereupon you'll be joining us at 9 o'clock, even though I will have been busy at work making everyone ready for you here on the Good Morning Portugal show. Have a lovely day, Gilda. Have a great week. Love to the team, and enjoy your special event at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Thank you.
All right, there she goes. I think we're okay. I don't think she's too mad with me about that, despite what some people are saying here this morning. Yeah, I think Hank is a big fan of Mandela. Looking forward to meeting Mandela in the office by appointment, everybody. If you want to meet the little sausage dog, and let's find a picture of him here, because we've got his photo permanently on the photo deck here so that you can see the little fella. There he is. Actually, we need a newer one, don't we? There he is, fast asleep. He's probably doubled in size, and we need a euro coin next to him. He's probably only just bigger than a €2 coin there at that stage of his life. And I imagine he's coming on lovely and much bigger. So maybe Gilda will send us a more recent picture of the little guy. Maybe not asleep either. Yeah, what else are you saying in the comments, folks? Highly recommended. Okay. I think, oh yeah, okay. The nice thing about having Gilda handle it is we get peace of mind. That we wouldn't screw something up, and it just takes something off your plate so you can focus on other stuff. Worth it. Highly recommended, Hank is saying. Nice to know. Thank you for that, Hank. And Capricorn 12, Mrs. Capricorn 12's grandmother lived in Malaysia and was a Portuguese descendant. Is there a way to get citizenship in Portugal via this route? I think there is, actually, but obviously that's a real sort of, I was going to say tenuous. I don't mean that in a bad way, but obviously that's something that you need to discuss and see if there are any precedents for that. Capricorn 12. Awesome. Thanks, peeps. I think you've got yourself a new fan subscriber for the shows in the form of Peter DeVos there. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate it. And keep us informed about how it is for you starting up a law firm in Portugal. That could be a very interesting process to watch and for others to learn about. Hi, Gilda from Alvin. What time does your office open? I tried calling but have not been able to get through. I would say I think they're open now. Keep trying. Certainly by 10 o'clock, Portuguese offices are open. My supermarket down the road, I drove down the road the other morning thinking, it's a supermarket. I'm bound to be able to get some bread at 8 in the morning. Pulled into the car park. It's not open till 9. Portuguese people stay up late and start a little bit later in the day. Okay, just get used to it, folks. I'm still, after 4 years, I'm not, clearly. +1 on EI. They have contacts and know the rules as they change. There's also a Millennium in their office building. Millennium charges a small monthly fee, but their customer service is excellent. So nice feedback coming in. Carl, if Gilda is interested, you can forward my contact details to her for some IT support. Matty, I think you're onto something there, and I'm sure others will take you up on your offer. People who know about IT are precious indeed. Hey, precious. Definitely the 8:30 start doesn't work. All right, Martin. Point well made, sir. As far as I know, says Antonio F., Mrs. Capricorn 12's mother needed to have Portuguese nationality to pass it to her. Okay, yes, that's a very good point. Thank you for that, Antonio. It was so nice to have EI to help us set up the bank account too. Agreeing with Thunderduck. So easy, super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Of course, be patient. EI is busy as hell. They are, we are. So many more people wanting to come to Portugal at busy times, exciting times. Bon dia, Carl, from a sunny but edgy Skipton. Very back-endish. Very back-endish in Skipton. What's going on in Skipton this week? Is that just the weather, or do you mean something bigger and more sinister than that, James? I would like to get a freelancer visa in Portugal. Well, you know what to do, Siam Kumar. Actually, I should, just for those newbies here, and let me put in the expatsportugal.com business directory, where you'll find the link to Gilda and, of course, everything else that we do there, including the Expats Portugal plan. Just very quickly on that, our Expats Portugal plan, which we're on a second iteration of that. You can join at any time, by the way, but we like to think it's the full Monty service. No naked men involved when I say full Monty. What I mean by that is it's a full and comprehensive service helping people move to Portugal. And part of it is a consultation with EI, with Gilda and team, and also some one-to-one coaching from someone who's living in Portugal, an expat buddy, as we call them. So you get a great product, a great service with that. And check that out also on our directory, not our directory, sorry, our website. And I will put the link to that, of course, as well. If you're interested in getting a very supported handheld service moving to Portugal, all the angles as we see it, all the things you need to know about, all the personal support, a little bit of cheerleading, a little bit of sergeant majoring when you need it, support groups, a couple of Q&A sessions every week. Others here are on the course. I know, I recognize some names. They may wish to share their feedback about it as well. So volume coming back. Carl's fault. Where are we now? In the comment, Carl, I've just shared a picture of 17 tracks by one writer with you on WhatsApp. Can you share it with the gourd? I think that's probably the group. I'm not going to share it with my squash, just down the road there. Yes, Peter, thank you for that comment. That's really kind of you. So I will come to the shares in just a moment, and I'll load a few up while I'm showing you my processionary caterpillar video that I took this morning. And yes, thank you for that offer, Matty. Definitely the 8:30. Yes, okay. Edgy Skipton. Oh, told you, Carl. A slap. All right, Martin. Hank, as a chronic insomniac, I love that Portuguese people are so nocturnal. Yeah, I wonder what impact that's going to have on my bedtime by 11, up by 6 routine. I'll probably have the Portuguese world to myself from 6, won't I? It's a tent company we're going for, not a law firm. Okay, Peter DeVos, interesting. Just saying. I don't think you guys need more law firms. Okay, well, it's still interesting to us, Peter. What sort of tech, or do you not want to give away your idea at this moment? You know where we are when you're ready to talk about that. Maybe even come on a Tuesday morning and tell us all about it. We do like to talk about people's businesses and launch ideas, talk about ideas. If anyone's got an idea they want to talk about, Dragon's Den style, we call it the Cockerel's Coop, obviously. Look at the character to my right on the screen. It's his Cockerel's Coop on a Tuesday sometimes, where we look at and ask questions of a new company in Portugal. It's a Yorkshire saying, like a nice day, warm under glass. Says James. Edgy, right? Bon dia, Carl. Vanda here. Vanda Ford is here, everybody. Watch out. Made it to Portugal and on our way to Caldash. Yes, Vanda. Looking forward to meeting. Oh, what a lovely, lovely message that is to receive, Vanda. I hope you're having a superb time, and Matty is welcoming you too on your arrival here. Some of this for you. Nice big round of applause. Warm hand on your opening. Ron Shea, bon dia from Ron in Cascais this morning. And only on a scouting mission, but a big step it is. One small step for a human, but one giant leap for your migration journey, Vanda. Fantastic news. I would love to meet you. Have a great day, my friends. We must dash, have errands to run. Ciao, ciao. I think the earlier start time works for Thunderduck. We're going to be out of here before 10. We will be starting a little bit earlier. Bring coffee. tomorrow morning at 8:30. I started as a free community member and upgraded to premium, I think 3 months later or so. So no regrets there. Thank you very much, Matty. Hi, Vanda, let us know how it goes. 89% of voters turned out in Poland to vote against Polexit. Great to see that other countries were not seduced by snake oil salesmen. I wish Brexit never happened. What a waste. I'm surprised. I didn't know about that, Capricorn 12. That is an incredible turnout, and it looks like the Polish people were in some way influenced by the experience of the Brits. Hit that thumbs up button, says Thunder, and take care, Thunder Duck. From Hank, wishing you a good day, as we all are, Thunder, as you make your way, as we all will in a minute after the video and a couple of pictures. I was glad to read the article, glad there won't be a Polexit. Hank is saying, I'm a fan of the show at 8:30. Thank you for that, despite what Martin and other detractors are saying. So, have you ever seen a little line of processionary caterpillars? The clue is in the name, folks, and I do mess it up a bit in my slightly groggy, unawake state here. Nothing new there, you might say. But here's my little video that I made a little while ago. I think just over an hour ago this morning, whilst out with the dogs. Check these bad boys out. Well, bon dia, just out for a walk with the dogs. And look what I found. Look down beneath my feet. I nearly jumped because there's a processionary caterpillar. And if we look, you can see all of it going, or can you? Yeah, can you see that line there? That's all of it there. Quite amazing. So there's the front, the guy at the front. And I've never seen one of these before in Portugal, but a little bit hesitant because they're not great for dogs. But you can just about make that line out. And I would say it's over 1 meter long, this guy. This procession is over 1 meter long. And just making his way. I don't know, why did the processionary caterpillars cross the road? The big question that remains this morning. Now, a funny thing about them is, you know, I cleared a snake out. Have I got my snake picture still loaded up here? Oh yeah, there it is. There's the snake that I moved from the garden recently. And presumably, the reason why a processionary caterpillar arranges itself in that way is to look more threatening. And I think they are pretty threatening. I mean, they've got a toxic sting, haven't they? That's can be lethal to dogs. So be careful if you're a dog owner here in Portugal. But yes, it looks like a snake. Isn't nature clever? And I nearly trod on it, and I had to get Peggy past it quickly, our little terrier. But it was a real marvel, nonetheless, to see that out and about. And they're off on a little walk to the shops, presumably. Wait until 9 o'clock until the shops open. Those processionary caterpillars here. And here's a close-up. There's the front end of that. Business at the front, party at the back. It's like a conga. It's a caterpillar conga, everybody. Here on the Good Morning Portugal show with that processionary caterpillar video. Also from Andy, he says autumn's definitely here because from the Aveiro district this morning, a salamander. How big is that, Andy? I mean, they are such beautiful creatures, and it's a sign of well, now we're into autumn here in Portugal. That's how Andy sees it and heralds the beginning of autumn with a salamander pic there that he sent in to us. Other pictures incoming. Let's have a look at them. James, thank you very much for yours. Let's get to meet James and see your pictures of coming into Portugal. There's Jay Holly. I have got that right, haven't I? Jay Holly, and you're beautiful. Great to meet you. Thank you for showing yourself to us. There is your picture coming in. Portuguese sunrise. Were you able to celebrate that on the plane? Did you get yourself a little gin and tonic or something like that, a curly old sandwich to celebrate your arrival here in Portugal? Lovely. That's just Windows telling me virus and threat protection. Nothing to do with you there. Stop it, Windows security. We don't need that right now. And another lovely picture from you coming in there, James. Look at that. Where are we there? That must be Faro, right? Or is it? Or is that Porto? Or is it LX? I can't place that. I think that is probably Lisbon Airport, isn't it? What else have we got this morning coming in? Oh, a lovely picture and of the sun going down in the Algarve. Thanks to you, Victoria Vicky. You do send us some beautiful pictures. Looking forward to working with you on the Growing Old Disgracefully program this week. And there you are enjoying Praia de Rocha. with a little bit of a drinky winky later on in the evening. And Capricorn 12 asked me to share this as well with the group here. Those of you who love your soul music, I was listening to a Rod Temperton playlist. Oh, so it would have been his 71st birthday a couple of days ago. That's amazing, because I was actually listening to a Rod Temperton music playlist on Spotify myself at the weekend, and he would have been 71. Now, who's Rod Temperton, you might ask? And what was he called? The Invisible Man, working with Quincy Jones and all of these artists, George Benson, Michael Jackson, Heatwave. He was part of Heatwave. All those Heatwave tunes like Boogie Nights, Give Me the Night, he wrote for George Benson. Rock With You, he wrote for Michael Jackson. So dearly departed, Rod Temperton would have been 71 on Saturday. What an absolute legend. Yum, I'll Be There. You know that one, don't you, by James Ingram. And of course, wrote a few tunes for Shaka Khan as well. Wrote for everybody. People loved him. He wrote Off the Wall, everybody. And I think he wrote Thriller as well, didn't he? Capricorn 12. So celebrating the incredible legacy of Rod Temperton was Capricorn 12 over the weekend. And so was I, not knowing that we had got to that particular anniversary there. Thank you, everybody. 8:30 start, suiting most people, not everyone, but that's how we will roll from here on in. And it gives me a bit more time in the day. And it will do. You'll thank me later. You'll thank me later. So James, yes, just south of Lisbon. So that was coming into LX there. God damn, those pictures are making me homesick, says Hank. They were lovely pictures, weren't they? Had just awakened from a 2-hour nap. So no partying for James there. Capricorn 12, yes. Just couldn't bring myself to watch live at 1 a.m. from California. Love being able to watch at 8:30. You're so welcome here. Capricorn 12, Hank, I'm with you on that one. I hope that the UK regions rejoins not rejoins Brexit. One more to go. Rejoins EU in my active lifetime. Do you really think that's going to happen? I can't see it. I'm not saying I want it one way or the other, but I just can't see how that would happen. I hope you get here very soon, says Capricorn to you, Hank. There's such a wealth of different cultures to enjoy and thrive from. And really, really want the EU to stay together. No more exits. I'm looking forward to living in the EU, says Hank there. They're a real threat to the forest too. I mean, processionary caterpillars. They create quite a sort of bundle of like a cobweb, don't they, around trees. So they're not good for the forest either, says Eusebio there. And keep your dogs and babies away from the caterpillars. Okay, Maxine, I will do. And no, says Rebel Mama, I thought they only came out in the spring. They terrify me, actually. It did make me jump. I have to say. And Capricorn 12, love watching GMP in the morning. I think 8:30 suits Capricorn 12, that's for sure. And a hi from Mary. Hey, Winnie Mary, good morning to you. And another great show in the can, says Hank. Thanks for helping me end the day right, which of course it is. Earlier start time is great. Adjusting my calendar and your, what did you call it? Your neuroplasticity. Thank you very much, everybody. Final comments then. +1 for the 8:30 start from me, says Matty as well. And last one from Hank. Best experience ever was at the Time Out Grill in Lisbon with people from all over the EU watching a soccer. Come on, Hank. Football game. Thank you. It was so wonderful. Yeah, watching football with people in Portugal is a wonderful thing. And maybe that will be part of one of our Expats Portugal meetups. When we do that, let's hope there's some big games on the Saturday night or the Saturday afternoon. We can have a little watch of the footy and have a drink together. Fabulous. Are those caterpillars native to Portugal? They are indeed. No, actually, I don't know if they're native here, but they're certainly very common here. Good question, Jean, to just end hanging there. Why did the processionary caterpillars cross the road? No one has dared answer that. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Have a great day. Have a great week. And ciao for now.